The following recording was created by the Regional Educational Laboratory Southeast at Florida State University. Information and materials for this recording are supported by the Institute of Education Sciences, National Center for Education Evaluation and Regional Assistance, Regional Educational Laboratory Southeast at Florida State University. Contract ED-IES-17-C-0011 as resources and examples for the listener's convenience. Their inclusion is not intended as an endorsement by the Regional Educational Laboratory Southeast or its funding source, the Institute of Education Sciences. In addition, the activities and instructional model discussed in this recording are not intended to mandate, direct, or control a state's local educational agencies or schools' specific instructional content, academic achievement system and assessments, curriculum, or program of instruction. State and local programs may use any instructional content, achievement system and assessments, curriculum, or program of instruction they wish.
Hello, my name is Laurie Lee, and I am the Improving Literacy Research Alliance Manager with the Regional Educational Laboratory Southeast. The Improving Literacy Research Alliance is focused on improving literacy outcomes for all students in K-12 schools, with an emphasis on prevention and early detection across the 6 southeastern states of the REL Southeast region: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, North Carolina, and South Carolina. The Alliance is comprised of members from state departments of education, higher education institutions, school district consortia, and local education agencies. I am here today with some members of the Mississippi chapter of the Alliance. I would like to introduce LeighAnne Cheeseman, Kirsten Wells, and Jill Hoda, who are Assistant State Literacy Coordinators with the Mississippi Department of Education. We're so glad that you could take a few minutes and share with us about the K-3 Early Literacy Professional Development Initiative that has been implemented in the state for several years. In 2014, the Mississippi Department of Education began providing statewide early literacy professional development to K-3 educators through online modules and face-to-face workshops, and providing literacy coaches to schools identified as being most in need based on the percentage of students in the lowest 2 achievement levels on the statewide literacy assessment. Kristen, we're going to start with you. Can you tell us why the K-3 Early Literacy Professional Development Initiative is so important and why the state decided to engage in the statewide initiative?
Well, developing early literacy skills makes it so much easier for our students, we know, just to learn how to read. Student reading success is based on teacher knowledge and effective instructional practices. And we know within our state, one thing that we've done is not so much invest in programs, but invest in professional development. We understand programs are helpful, programs are useful, but programs don't teach, teachers do. So Mississippi has been really committed over the past 6+ years to ensuring the success of our students through strengthening teacher knowledge, their capacity, in the best practices within literacy instruction.
Okay, thank you. LeighAnne, can you tell us some of the challenges that you've encountered in implementing this very large statewide K-3 Early Literacy Professional Development Initiative?
So over the past 6 years, we've actually trained approximately 13,000 of our teachers. So that's K-3, Gen Ed, K-8, Special Ed, plus administrators. So that's a huge number. Initially, the challenges were working with the local RESAs to secure space for the trainings. We were looking at how to provide CEUs for the teachers who were going through the training. Also, sending the message to teachers that there was front load work that they had to do. They couldn't just show up for a sit and get PD. This is a completely different type of professional development. They had to do modules online with videos and reading, which was very different for our teachers. And so once we overcame those challenges, we dealt with the buy-in issue. So initially teachers, just getting them to understand they did have to watch the videos and do the reading so that the training would be more meaningful. And once we started to get teacher buy-in, it was then administrative buy-in.
It was great that the professional development training was free and highly publicized by the Mississippi Department of Education. I'll bet that encouraged participation by all educators, not just those whose participation was mandatory. You mentioned that educators were also allowed to receive continuing education unit credits towards teaching certification as an incentive for participating.
The amount of days we were asking for teachers and administrators to be out of the building to receive PD was a little bit of a block for some administrators to sign off for their teachers to attend. But when we started to see, and when administrators started to see the product coming out of the rooms where this training was being implemented with fidelity, once it got back to the classroom, administrators quickly began signing off to let teachers come in. They started attending. We saw a huge increase in administrative attendance at our trainings as well once we started to see how it was impacting students.
LeighAnne, you really segued nicely into the next question, which is what have been some of your most noteworthy successes and what factors have contributed to those successes?
Okay, so I think our student performance would be our biggest success. So in 2015, we had 54% of our kindergartners who were prepared to move to the next grade. They were ready for the next level. And in 2018, that number increased to 65%. We've also seen a very steady increase in the percentage of our third graders ready for fourth grade in reading at proficiency over the past few years since 2015, even as we've increased the passing level for our third graders to promote to fourth grade, we've still seen good increases.
Okay. And just a step further then, can you tell us a little bit about any specific successes that REL Southeast has helped to facilitate?
Oh my goodness. The impact study would be the biggest success that we've had, we think, because with that, it solidified that what we were doing was effective, what we were doing as coaches was working, and that really helped us to gain buy-in with a lot of districts where initially when we entered a district, we weren't necessarily wanted. It was the MDE is coming into your district, where now we have districts reaching out to us saying, we know coaching works. We want to coach in our building. What do we have to do? So that impact study really made a huge shift for the work we did because our coaches weren't able to be as successful without buy-in from the administrators, from the teachers, from the districts. So I think that really helped to enable their work to then enable the student proficiency.
The impact study you're referring to is the REL Southeast study that examined changes in teacher knowledge of early literacy skills and ratings of quality of early literacy skills instruction, student engagement during early literacy skills instruction, and teaching competencies between winter 2014 and fall 2015. During this time period, the Mississippi Department of Education began providing early literacy professional development to K-3 teachers through a series of online and face-to-face workshops. Study results disclosed that K-3 educators showed increased knowledge of early literacy skills, showed gains in quality ratings of early literacy skills instruction, student engagement during early literacy skills instruction, and teaching competencies. Jill, let's move to you now. This initiative has been in place for several years, and it seems that you're now taking another step to help students become good readers by the end of third grade. Can you tell us a bit about how the state encouraged teachers to ensure that their students were on track for meeting promotion performance levels? To provide our listeners with some background information, the Mississippi Literacy-Based Promotion Act was enacted with the intent to improve the reading skills of students in kindergarten through third grade so that every student completing third grade is able to read at or above grade level. Their state assessment has 5 proficiency levels. Students performing at level 1 inconsistently demonstrate the knowledge or skills that define basic level performance. Students performing at level 5 consistently perform in a manner clearly beyond what is required to be successful in the grade or course in the content area. These students are able to perform at a high level of difficulty, complexity, or fluency as specified by the grade level content standards.
I can. We really wanted to encourage all teachers, kindergarten through third grade, not just third grade teachers, to ensure that their students are on track for meeting level 3 by the end of third grade. So we did something really special and fun this year. We asked for everyone in the state to participate in a level up challenge. And if anybody has social media, you can follow the hashtags Next Level Up or Next Level Up Challenge MS. And with those hashtags, schools videoed their third graders and showed what they were doing to prepare their third graders for success to meet level 3 for our promotion assessment. We have received the first scores back. We give 2 retest opportunities for our third grade students. And this year, we are proud to say that we had 75% of third grade students pass the assessment at level 3 on the first try. And so we were very encouraged by that, and we know that that percentage will increase with the retest.
That's great. Well, our last question we'll address to you, Kristen. Can you share some of the benefits from your involvement with the REL Southeast Improving Literacy Research Alliance for the last 6 years?
Well, Laurie, we've had a great relationship with the REL Southeast over the past 6 years. Your rock star and ours as well, Kevin Smith, came in 6 years ago and trained our coaches, and the effort and the collaborative feedback that you all have given us has been awesome for us in building and improving the capacity of our administrators as well as teachers. We've used the coaching observation tool. So during our coaches observation, they've used the Mississippi observation tool that was developed through the REL Southeast Alliance in collaboration with Mississippi educators. So they used that, and that was a part of what LeighAnne talked about earlier with the impact study.
Kristen, it's great to hear that the tools you mentioned, the Coach's Classroom Observation Tool, a uniform, research-based tool used by state literacy coaches to conduct formal observations of classroom literacy instruction, and the Mississippi Observation Tool, the School Leaders Literacy Walkthrough designed to assist school leaders in observing specific research-based practices during literacy instruction in kindergarten through third grade, have assisted with increasing teacher and administrator knowledge of evidence-based literacy instruction.
Also, when looking at our administrators and the relationship that administrators and coaches have together, some of our administrators have also adopted within their schools the REL principal walkthrough checklist that they're using, that's also available on our website, and we thank you for that. Also, our leadership team had an opportunity to work with the REL Southeast Alliance to look at a tool you all developed to analyze reading curriculum. So we looked at the reading curriculum across our state, and we had over 180 different curriculums that were utilized as core curriculums in K through third grade class.
I'd like to thank you all for being with us today. We certainly appreciate all of the work that you have done over these years and celebrate your successes with you. And we look forward to continued collaboration, and we look forward to seeing the wonderful things that will happen in Mississippi because of all of your work. Thank you so much. If you would like to learn more about REL Southeast products mentioned during this conversation, please visit the REL Southeast website.